So I'm back in Seattle, hey, I'm Eric. I'm writing a game. It's called The God Killer. It's written in Unity. This is a live coding session. This is a chat with Eric while he's working session, if you want. I was off in San Francisco for the last 5-6 days, and my streaming setup was not good. I really made a strong effort, I think, to stream, but there's three things working against me. One, I didn't have all my OBS templates, so I had to set up from scratch. Two, hotel room internet speed was not good, so that thwarted me a bit. The last one I tried to do was just a complete mess as far as having a video being uploaded, and like if you go and watch it, it has like errors in the middle and stuff like that. And the last thing was when you've only got one laptop screen and it's a small screen, and all the video streaming software has to go in there, and the chat window has to go in there, and the space that you have to do things in is greatly shrunk. Way less than ideal. So I'm glad to be back in Seattle and streaming with my normal home setup. So let me get something started because it might take a little while, and it's kind of boring, and I want to reduce the amount of boringness. And okay, so I need to basically upgrade Unity again. Oh my god, it never ends. And I was stopping myself from upgrading. Get the boundary of this matching. Okay, cool. I was stopping myself from upgrading because they really give you something to. They give you a new version like about once a week, something crazy like that. Sometimes more, sometimes less, and it's just a non-stop torrent of upgrade requests from Unity. So I was stopping myself from doing that. But when I use the laptop, it brings in the old project, and it shows a little message saying that my version of the editor on my laptop doesn't match the project, so I upgrade the one on my laptop and I import the project in. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm back home, and now the editor back home doesn't match the one on my laptop. So basically, if I want to avoid doing upgrades, the next time I upgrade, I should be upgrading my laptop at the same time. Anyway, this is boring. This is really boring. Let me just get this stupid thing going. Then I can move on to something more interesting. Okay. Try personal. Yeah, I'm going to try that. I am eligible for it. And they want me to use Unity Hub now. We'll see if I have better luck installing it this time. Last time I tried to install it, it failed. Your new software failed to install Unity. Thanks. Your new software that you're strongly pushing me to use instead of your old software. And then I had to go find a secret download area. Not that secret, but it's definitely a deprecated area. They don't want you to use it. And I downloaded the latest thing, and when I started up, I lost the little startup thing that lets me select a project, and it was something worse. And so generally, I'm really unhappy with this last round of upgrade solutions that's been thrust at me, but let me see if I can do better this time. I think the mistake I made last time was to not complete the setup with the window that appeared immediately, and I went away to a different window, and I tried to come back to the hub setup, and it was no longer visible anyplace. So this time, yeah, this window here. This window here I went away from, and I could not get back to it. So now I'm going to make sure that I do the thing here. Okay, I put Unity Hub and Applications. I'm going to make sure it's there, because last time I lost this little window, I could not relaunch Unity Hub Setup DMG. It would just quietly fail every time. So let's make sure it's there. Unity Hub, are you around? I just moved you into my applications. And I don't see you, which is making me angry again. I really thought that I put you right here. Okay, well, I'll try it again. Okay, well, that time you actually did it. So again, fuck you, Unity Hub. I'm not willing to be mad at the whole company yet, because they've done a lot of good things for me, but I am mad at Unity Hub. I don't like Unity Hub. Yeah, let's go ahead and open an application download from the internet. Okay. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and locate the installations I already have. God, you're really a clueless piece of crap. There you go. So, how about let's... Yeah. This is stupid. Okay, I think 2.19.3 is what I have on the laptop, so I'm gonna install that. But you know what, I'm starting to feel better about this, because it does look like it would allow me to, if I wanted, keep multiple versions of Unity. Is it showing the other install there? Okay, so I'll get Mac. I'll just do Mac for now. Can add in other stuff later if I want. I hope. Oh, is this really an alpha version that I've been working with? Okay, so that's going. While it's going, let me move on to other stuff. So so if anyone's joining and wondering about my schedule, or no, I should say, if you're watching this like from a recording and wondering how you could get onto a live session, you're either watching this on Twitch or YouTube. I suppose you might in the future be watching it someplace else, but there's going to be some description underneath of it, and there'll be a link that goes to my Twitch stream. And when you're on the Twitch stream, if you come in Monday through Thursday around 6 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time, you can join me for a live coding session like this one. Now, if you're not so much into live coding, but you want to learn more about this game and watch some of the non-coding aspects of it, like creating levels, maybe working with some of the artwork and 3D models, stuff like that, then Sunday 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's my God Killer Game Dev Sundays, and I pick something that's not coding to do at that point. And yeah, so those are the the 2 live options, and of course there's a whole archive on YouTube of past sessions you can look at if you want. So the game. Right now I'm waiting for the new Unity to install, and then I'll give a quick demo of the game. I'm trying to do demos of the game at the beginning for people who just want a quick status update, but not get into the live coding. But of course, right now I need like the newer version of Unity on here, so I can pull across my project files from the San Francisco sessions, which need this other version. So let me do this other thing. Unity Asset Store. Come shopping with me. I invite you to go on a shopping trip with me to the Unity Asset Store. I am in the market for a number of things, but the one that's on my mind right away is Trails. And I had done a little bit of research earlier and found some that were good. I may just pick one that I've already looked through. So there's Trails that come with Unity, and I don't think they're bad. But some of these other ones, let's go ahead and watch a video. This is Aura Trails. I'm sure they won't mind me playing their promotional video. Trails. Trails. You want trails. Aura Trails. Everybody, get your trails. 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 These look like pretty good trails to me. I mean, that looks pretty cool. I'm looking for something a little less organic and more like the light cycle trails from Tron. Although I'm willing to play around with whatever presets they have to just kind of see what I can make that looks cool and is really clear. Oh, that's actually that's pretty. I like that. Oh, is there another one? Is that what's going on? Okay. I'll watch this other one too. I'm killing a little bit of time because I'm waiting for the Unity setup to download. But this is actually a pretty good task to work on while I can't use Unity. Finding a third-party package that's good with the Trails. So I have Trails now implemented. They're the native Unity Trails. However, they don't have as much panache as I would hope. I may end up going back to the native Trails and just like trying to optimize them a little bit, figure out how to make them 38% cooler. But it's not that expensive to try out one of these packages. I don't mind wasting like $30 on something and just trying it out and seeing it doesn't work. So let me get a little more information about this. I don't want to be stupid. And I should do a little more comparison shopping. So this is appealing to me, the cross sections, because that's part of what I was talking about. Where I'd like something like let me just pull it up as an example. Tron Light Cycle. These trails that go behind that are kind of they're not ethereal. They're very solid and well defined. Particularly the old school ones here. Where mine are kind of like these faint wisps that hint at where the player was before. Would like something just kind of extra pronounced like that. So being able to define a cross section that will generate the trail should give me a lot more control over what the trail looks like. So that looks promising for sure. Tire marks, that probably doesn't apply to me anyway. Or the need to like leave marks on a surface where a player's been. Not helpful. This kind of thing looks cool. Yeah, so this is an example, I guess, of the cross section being defined and being kept at the same shape as the different elements of the trail were added. Now I tried taking the Unity native trail and just setting it to a constant thickness. It just generated something kind of large and ugly, I guess. And the corners weren't like this neat kind of snapping on 90 degrees thing, which would be really great for me to have that, because all of the movements that my characters make are at 90-degree angles. There is no turning a curve. And they'll shoot across the whole room, just along one column, row, or whatever you call the name of something that's vertical, a shaft maybe. Yeah. So it's got different ways to define the corners. I like that. It looks like it has some good settings. I remember reading this before. It said something else cool, if I'm thinking of the right one. Like it's garbage free. Oh, here we go. 0 memory allocated per frame, no garbage collection. So if I'm going to be constantly generating trails, then that would be creating new objects all the time, and or off of the heap, and that could result in some big performance hits around garbage collection. My game will be very trail heavy, so I do need to think about this. And if they figured out this problem already for me, then that should be a large advantage. Battle tested in several ship projects. That sounds good. Let's look at the reviews. Mostly does what it says in the box. Okay. Oh, and this guy, TC Merrick, was unhappy. It's too slow for mobile. And of course, people hate it when you write public complaints. Let's say, you write to our support email. Yeah, please, we'd like that much better. We would like it if you didn't say anything in a public place that might make us look bad. Of course. But they did have a pretty good response. Yeah, I think I read this earlier. The total amount of trail points does. I don't know how I can say that the amount of individual trails doesn't impact performance. It seems like it would, just not as much as you might expect, according to them. It says be careful about deep profiling. Yeah, and then this is why I originally tried the Unity Trail renderer. I got a mushy mouth. Because it's in native code, so I figured it'd be better for performance, but alright, other people say it's cool. Okay, and the people getting help from support, that was a year ago. That's still pretty recent. Okay, so that's pretty solid bit of recommendations. And yeah, I get chance $30 on this. Sometimes, like, I'll be honest, I don't even mind. I know this is gonna make me sound like a chump, but I don't mind spending money on a product like this that I even if I don't end up using it. The reason is because I love these kind of small developers. This is like one person, maybe two, to put this together and put it out there. And I love it that, you know, that community of developers is out there, and, you know, supporting them in some way that's a cool thing to me. I would much rather have more options to choose from. Even like if this developer goes on and like doesn't update our trails after this and is done with it, but like somehow they keep in the development community and they make something else, that's a good thing too. So it's not a terrible thing to waste $30 on something. I mean, it would be maybe for somebody. I'm doing okay. $30 isn't that much for me, right? So I mean, if I look back at like the stuff that I bought in the past, let's not waste time on that. I would say about 75% of it I end up using. Okay, so I'm almost certainly going to get that. Let me just check through to see if there's anything that seems particularly well suited. I did make a few passes through here before. Let me look at this one. It's the wrong kind of trails. Acoustic trails, audio trails, amazing trail pack. Oh, you just get a giant pack full of trails for $4.79. $4.79. They didn't even do like $4.99. They're like, they want to be cheaper than $4.99. Okay, I will look at that one. Trailbender, I like this 90-degree thing here, so I don't know. I'll take a quick look at that one. I could write my own too, but if there's anything that is really close to what I want and I can save time with it, I need to save time. Because I don't have that much time. Okay, so it's gonna be one or more of those. Spline trail render. So I don't know that I really want smooth trails. I kind of want like jagged 90-degree angle trails. That's really more my thing. Not that this looks bad or anything. I just think it's not suited to what I need to do. Okay, this is just going to be a whole ton of trails. Let's check it out. Let's check out the trails. You ready for trails? Perfect particles. How can you say particles are perfect? Okay. So a lot of these different trails, they're going to be variations, slight variations of other trails. I mean, so far, like, these look a lot alike. I am not dissing on the trail pack, but like going by quantity would be a bad idea for this pack, I think. To be very impressed just by the sheer number of trails that you're getting, I think that would be a bad way to judge this. It'd be more like, do any of these trails look right for the game or what I want in the game? So they got some kind of creepy blood splatter things. If you have monsters with different colors of blood, they've got you covered. That's kind of a cool effect. I don't need it. It's not for me, but it's kind of neat. So these don't seem like trails so much to me as particle effects. So there were some trails at the beginning. I do like that the particle effect has got different parts to it, and the droplets change into like a flat version at the bottom. That's kind of cool. This looks kind of silly with the cloud going over the top of the guy's head while he floats around. Getting jazzy. Little lounge music here. Okay, there's a trail. It's very particle-y. It doesn't have the well-defined edges that I'm after. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Okay. So this is close to like the native trail system. I think there's more variation, but it's more for at least the ones I've seen so far. They're more like you're emitting particles, whereas the other one I was looking at that I was excited about, Ara, was defining like these solid mesh-based objects behind the moving object. Oh, here's one coming up that's going to be more like that, maybe. Okay. So that one's close to what I've got right now with native. It is a little bit better than the native one. This is not really a trail. I guess you could call it a trail, but it's not like attached to like a moving object. It's just kind of like a magical pile of rays. Something a wizard might create. Okay. I think those are kind of neat. I am thinking like along the lines of what other effects do I need in the game now? That kind of lightning thing. I don't know. I don't think that's matching what I want at this point. Like, I do want some effects, but I don't want them to look like a bunch of particles just hovering around something. I want my effects to be a little more defined. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. Oh, that's like when you're hacking into a system and you want to show like a hacker doing some stuff over a terminal without showing the terminal, and you just show all the numbers floating up off the terminal. Or maybe like this is a guy who is just such a advanced mathematician that he exudes numbers. I don't know. That one is, I would call it silly, but there may be some places where it would be useful. Actually, the hacker one, I can kind of see that. It's like angelic. Oh, nature wings. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Alright, that one's not for me. Somebody put a lot of work into that, and I appreciate it. And I believe them when they say 80 effects were there. I think I did look at something like 80 effects. And but that one, it's not gonna suit my needs. So let's take a look at this. Trailbender. So this one is interesting. One thing that's different about it is supposedly it enhances the native trail renderer. The stuff underneath, he's like kind of being a little bit like a Kickstarter here and saying, well, if 100 people buy this, I'll release all the asset code. I don't think the asset store is really well suited for that type of a campaign. I think people just want to know what they're going to get. It's not really a rallying behind you type of a thing. I don't know. This looks like it could be something, but I'm not seeing enough here for me to justify downloading it. Smooth trails. Did I already look at this one? No, I don't think I did. I do like the technical explanation along with this, and comparison with Unity's renderer. In fact, I'm going to watch that again. Blue is Unity, their native trail renderer. Yellow is this person's project. Yeah. So I'm not really after smooth. I do appreciate the achievement there, but I don't need smooth. I need. Oh, dang it! I went all the way out of the asset store. Okay, I'm gonna get Aura. Aura looks like a big step in the right direction. It might be my best option. In fact, I would say the other options I looked at did not seem to move in the direction I wanted. Not that they were bad, I just did not see them as helping improve my project. So I moved like the, oh good, Unity is installed. Alright, maybe this Unity Hub thing's not going to be too bad. Because, look man, I can install multiple versions of Unity and launch them from here. That part is good. That part I do like. It lets you go back to older ones too. That's smart. That's good. So yeah, I'll try that in a second. But I want to buy R. I'm doing it on the secret screen because it'll ask me for credit card and stuff like that. I've got two screens here. Don't worry, this won't take me long. While that's happening, I'll just see if I can bring up the new Unity. Interesting. So I can choose which oh god, this is annoying. So even though I just installed 2019.3 Alpha 3, apparently the Unity version of my project is even higher than that. Is there like a later version that I missed? Alright, you know what, I'm gonna try to open up God Killer with apparently this incorrect version or slightly older version. I'm gonna try it. It's so confusing. Okay. Oh, I see. No, I'm sorry. I had an older version. Okay. Go ahead. Update me to the latest. Friggin' alpha version. I don't know if that was a good idea. Why would I be developing with an alpha version? Why would I be doing that? I think I just made a bad decision. It's my impatience that makes me make bad decisions like this. It's my confusion with all this version crap that's being thrown at me and my impatience with it and my desire to just simply be using Unity instead of forever being upgrading and choosing versions. But worst case, I've got everything versioned on Git, so I could perhaps go back to an earlier version of that project that wasn't like updated inside of Unity, or I could like simply exit once this finally comes up. I'm waiting for the Unity to come up. So what I'll do, this will be an interesting test for me. So after it's done importing and it opens up the project, I will do a git check to see if it actually changed any files at that point. This is something I would like to learn. So let me actually, I can even tell right now if it's already changed something. I'll say git status. Has it written any files yet? Oh, okay. Well, some of these files I recognize I hadn't actually committed to I hadn't committed to my project yet. Yeah, so I think it is going to write some files. Let's see, what would I lose if I just blew away all this stuff? This little test level is pretty unimportant. I don't see any source code assets that changed. I see some Pro Builder stuff here, which I'm assuming is coming from the re-import. Pro Builder is an asset, a third-party asset. Some logs, package manifest, project settings. I feel like I could actually get away with blowing away all these changes if I wanted to try this again with a different version of Unity that's not a friggin' alpha. Again, why did I do that? Why did I say yes, let's give me the newest possible software, not even a beta, not a release candidate, not a freshly released thing, but a friggin' alpha. I don't need an alpha. I never need an alpha. I'll get an alpha when when I work for the Unity company. When they actually pay me money, that's when I'll download an alpha version and start using it. Because yeah, it's not a stable choice. That's a choice you would make when you're more interested in seeing like the new shiny stuff inside of their product than making stable progress on your own project. So a good thing to do maybe to open up a test project that has nothing to do with your serious work and fiddle around with the alpha and see what features are there that they're talking about that are brand new. That's what I would use an alpha for, in all seriousness, but it doesn't make sense to use it on a project I'm seriously developing. Okay, are you friggin' done yet on this thing that I didn't even want to start? No. I did finish purchasing my ARA or ERA trails, but I can't open it in Unity yet because Unity is doing a rather substantial import of my assets. It's re-importing them and basically recompiling them to work with this newer version of Unity. So I'm waiting for that to finish. I apologize for the less than riveting stream here. I don't know. I guess if it's going to do that, I'll do a little more shopping. I won't actually buy something, but I'll show you some other things that I'm in the market for. Let's see. There was one package. Yeah, this one here. It looked really good to me. All the animations in it. I think many of these animations I could grab and repurpose. Actually, I kind of like their overly simplistic models that they use here too. Let me go to the demo site. The demo site is pretty neat. So I think their idea was, when they were selling these animation packs, to make the models as simple as possible. But a lot of them actually look really good to me, and they don't even like try to sell the models to you. I say they look good to me. They look good to me for the very simple, kind of low poly stuff that I want, with stylized characters that have cell shading, and they're really small. Because they're so small, like it's not valuable to me to have like a lot of details on them. I want them to be very simple and easy to understand. So yeah. Anyways, I like this demo of theirs. Okay. So, the keys. There's arrows. That's for aiming. Okay. WASD is the movement. So yeah, so that's the basic walk. And I'm assuming that if I have this pack, I can take all the animations and edit them to be more specific to what I need. So in my game, you press a key, and in maybe 4 frames total, the character is all the way into the next square, and there might be like a little bit of settling to a step that happens in additional 4 frames, but the bulk of the animation for one step has to happen in about 4 frames. If we were going at 30 frames per second, you could say 8 frames at 60 frames per second, but it's that small of an amount of time. So what I see here when I do this walk, it turns into a run, is that the fully extended part of the leg, where it's out the most, would be pretty good. If I just make that, if I tailor the animation so it gets there really fast, kind of lunge and then settle, lunge and settle, lunge and settle, just within 20 milliseconds or something really small like that, then I'd be in good shape. So then looking at some of the other things, let's see, I don't know if I'd use that one, although there is a thing where I can choose to have some of these creatures move around in different ways other than just walking. They don't all have to walk. There could be one that just rolls around like this. Roll, roll, roll. But if I did that, it would have to be such a fast animation, like even faster than that it might be very unclear that it's rolling. Whereas stepping is kind of more in line with what you expect. Let's see, the attack left, attack right. So there's definitely pushing in this, and I could have it alternate between different attacks. I could one time do like a kick. The only thing is there's on the kicks there's a lot of build up to it. I just kind of need to have it be almost instant. I could edit the animation for that though, so it could be like sometimes he punches left and right, sometimes he kicks. Okay. The jump I could use for falling perhaps. Could alter it for the fling. I don't need to pick up. Yeah, anything that's slow I won't really need. Getting hit, Oh, there's like variations too. So I'm clicking the same button, and it's alternating between two different ones. Death. You could definitely use that. Oh, that's like spell casting stuff. Okay, where are you at, Unity? Where are you at? Are you loaded? Because that was a long time. Okay, good. You're friggin' loaded. Okay, fine. Let me check again. I want to see if it already saved. That's it. So it basically modified image meta files around images. The meta files are more or less, you could delete them. Pro Builder preferences. That I should be fine to revert because this wouldn't even be specific to the import. Logs I don't care about. Let me just look at the manifest JSON. Get diff. Okay. It made updates to this manifest here, which I'm assuming has to do with the version upgrade. My feeling is I can revert that. Project settings, asset. Let's see what it did there. I can stash this stuff too. That's what I'll do. I'll get stash. Well, first I'll exit this bad boy that threatens to bring me woe. Quit. Terminate with extreme prejudice. Okay, get stash. Everything here. Okay, so now I should be clean, except for God1 Unity, God1 Meta. That I can just problem is that's not under source control yet, but you know, I don't care about that level. If it gets deleted, it's fine. I can recreate it real easy. So let us get, and I'm sorry for being so friggin' idiotic about this, but let's get the right version. Okay, where's the window that you had for me before? Where is it? This is the stuff I hate. Okay, Unity. Open Unity Hub. Yeah, do that. Okay, installs. Friggin' alpha. This one. It's not a beta. It's just a stable release. I think it even matches the project version. I'm just going to do Mac build support. Okay, fine. Install that shit. Would you? I really hope that it put it in that same drive that I asked the other one to be in. Because I don't have that much space on the main drive. If you ever buy a Mac, get like the biggest drive just built into it, because it's really such a pain to have to be moving stuff around to external drives when you get low on space. There's a certain number of things that you just can't even put them anyplace else besides the main OS drive. So it's really a huge pain if you have a too small main drive, primary drive. Okay, that'll take a little while. Back to fiddling. Stop casting. Okay. Alright, that's your spell casting. Buffing. Oh, I could use that for when you're like exiting the level and you go and you sort of like float up in the stream. AOA. That's cool. Oh, there's actually a lot in this little world. Okay, I might have messed it up, but yeah, climb off top, climb. That's alright. I forgive you. It's not. It's just a demo. Just a little demo. It's not even your actual main product you're selling. Okay, but see, like all these very simple models they've got, and they also sell like one that's actually models, but it's more cartoony, textured. The simplicity of these looks good to me. Yeah, so anyways, I thought they were going to show me another pack. Let's look at the Ninja Warrior one. I'm guessing the animations for that guy wouldn't work out as well for me because he's got his swords drawn all the time. Oh, there's some really cool animations there. And his run is really awesome looking. Like he's tilted way forward in the run. Oh, let me look at the Karate Warrior, because that's like a guy without a weapon. Let's see. Some really cool animations there. What's this part here? Okay, come back to this guy. I'm not going to go up the ladder though, because that didn't work. Okay, going up a slope, what does that look like? That might be actually extremely helpful to me, because I'd have stairs to go up. Well, is that even a different animation? I don't know, but it does look right, if it's a different animation or the same, it still looks right. So I could have that type of animation for going up and down the stairs. Okay. Alright, this is not an actual game to play. This is just a tech demo. Okay, injury. Oh, like, oh, I'm in bad shape. I was injured. That's what it is. Okay. Uninterested in the weapons. I don't really need that. Okay, there are some events that would work well with this. Oh, the block break, that's basically you getting shoved across the room. Huh. Yeah, this is probably gonna be great. Charge. Crouch, huh? Yeah, I don't know if I'll need that. Sprint. Take off, crouch. Sprint. Is that just making me run faster? Huh. His head is always facing that target. That's interesting. Okay, L. So what's the difference between sprinting and not sprinting? It just might be speed. Oh, they're swimming too. I've got this thing like water in the game, but I'm kind of wondering if I want to keep it, because although I could have like a really cool swimming animation like this, would it really make sense with all the other strange things that happen in the game? Whoa, that's a tall jump. Okay. Alright, Unity Hub, how you doing? You got it? Almost? Okay. I've got no weapons in the game. I should not have given him the shield. Unarmed. There you go. Possibly the beamer could use these left and right movements, because the beamer does a thing where he keeps facing in one direction and walks left or right. But I think the beamer's going to be like a big metal ball. Yeah, this looks pretty promising. Okay, Unity, where are you at? Still installing, okay. Could get rid of the alpha. Yeah, let me do that later. I don't need to have a bunch of things hitting the hard drive at one time. Okay, so this is a pack of like a bunch of characters. Let me look at the sorceress. So I'm also interested in the model here too, even though they're not really selling that, because I can take that model and I can apply the other animations to it. My main character is supposed to be female. I'm not going to have her floating around all over the place. She's not... Okay. So while I'm installing Unity, I'm doing a little bit of shopping. I'm checking out some different packs that are available with animations and models, and have been interested in these for a while. I'll admit I'm wasting a tiny little bit of time here because I'm waiting for this stupid installer to finish. But I'm learning a bit about these different packs and which animations out of them I may want to reuse. And the models too. I kind of like the models. They were not really intended to be by the people that put the package together, the thing that's for sale. But they're still kind of neat to me. And the style is perhaps well suited. Dracula! Project I am doing is called The God Killer. It's a Unity-based game. It's a top-down puzzle-solving game. The puzzles are maybe a little bit like say Portal. Yeah. So I've gotten to a point where I've gotten all the game elements finished in like a logical way, but they look really ugly, and the animations and stuff are very rudimentary. So I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm going to be polishing it up, which is nice. And as soon as I get Unity installed, and if you still feel like hanging around, I'll give you a demo of the game. Bon baton. Okay, good. Finally, that got installed, and now I can open this guy up. I'm also learning about the Unity Hub for the first time. Dracula, are you did you write games, play games? What kind of stuff are you into? It's going to start. It's importing the assets. That's fine. That's fine. I made the mistake of installing an alpha version of Unity, and I thought, no, why am I doing that? That's just putting all of my hard work at risk to use like a super early version of Unity for development. So anyways, let me replay this again. I kind of missed what it was doing. IT director. Cool. Yeah, my day job, engineering manager at a software development company. C#, it's a good language. I recommend it. It's got the typing. It's got like some of the, like if you were to learn C or C++, you have to worry about memory management and stuff like that. Okay, so hopefully, no, it's still important. All right, take a look at a different deal while it's moving along. Let's take a look at Ninja Warrior again. So I'm also wondering about using Mechanim, because I know it seems like the animations have moved on to humanoid, I guess. Humanoid versus Unity. Should I use Mechanim? I think they redid like their humanoid animation. Yeah, when I started out in my career, I did like some network stuff, and I thought that was pretty hard, actually. I mean, it was like way back in the day, and part of it was just like all the certifications that I had to study for that I hated. My machine is working. It is working. It is working. Maybe you were thinking about like when I was that on that last stream I did, it was kind of a mess. That was if you're talking about that was streaming from San Francisco in a hotel room, and it was a laptop, and it was like crappy bandwidth, and it was just a failed experiment in taking my stream to someplace besides my house. Alright. Boy, it takes a while, but it's getting there. Installed a new version of Unity. My project is importing. It's basically recompiling all the third-party stuff. Yeah. Those certs, they aren't fun to prepare for. I really didn't enjoy them. And back then it was the 1990s, but I imagine like even though the technology is a lot different, like the things you have to learn about maybe have the same flavor. Yeah, so Goodfellow, what I want to do is take some existing animations from the asset store and tailor them to the needs of my project, which are fairly unique. So I was thinking for a moment, did they replace Mechanim with something else in Unity? Would I be doing myself a disservice by downloading one of these packs if it's using Mechanim? Is Mixamo. Mechanim replaced. Node canvas. Mixamo. Yeah, I'd heard about Mixamo too. Have you heard? Have you used Mixamo? Is it good? I'm not worried that much about money. I'm worried about like, is it going to be a pain in the ass to use it and learn it? Is it going to have issues with newer versions of Unity? Like if it was really something that its heyday was like 5 years ago, then I could be in trouble. But anyways, that was even like a little diversion, because okay, finally it's imported. I wanted to give like some kind of demo. Simple auto rigger, just upload your character mesh and it does the rigging. Okay, good to know. Okay, so that animation was a little bit of a distraction. I was actually on this session I was trying to update my trails, and I downloaded, or I purchased an asset for that. I'll give a quick demo, and I'll show the problem I'm trying to solve. What's like a decent level that kind of shows things all right? Beamer 3. Let's do Beamer 3. Okay. That's fine. So let's play this baby. Give a quick demo of my weird little game. It's strictly top down. It's got an error in it, which is probably having to do with all my importing and upgrading. Let me see if I can just get something working really quick. Open a different scene. Scenes. 3. I did not want to do an upgrade of Unity. I really did not want to. It's like a non-stop barrage of updates that they offer you to do. And I basically kind of got trapped into doing it. Okay, so here's my guy moving around. So you can see like hopefully you can, there's like a faint little trail behind him. So that's using Unity's native trail rendering system, which is pretty good. But because this game relies on moving characters quickly into different squares, it needs a very clear, pronounced trail system. And I was going to try replacing the one that they have with the one I have now, the Unity one, with a third-party one called Aura. And so I purchased that about a half hour ago, and I'm going to bring that into my project and see how it does. This one looks really cool to me. It may take me a little while to figure out how to use it and all that. But it's got extremely well-defined trails, which is what I'm after. No, I already bought this. Do not try to make me buy it again. Sign in. Okay. Take my little sign-in thing on the secret screen. I don't think it matters, but just in case. Okay, then put this back on there. Now I'm signed in. I can download it without having to buy it again. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, good. Just a little package this time, for once. Importing. All right, it's not taking that long. What's it gonna give me? Bunch of C# files, some materials. All right. Doesn't look like anything crazy. Yeah. So like they were faint. They were very, very faint. If you ever seen the movie Tron, either the old one or the new one, and you know the light cycles are racing around. They've got like these vivid, clear trails behind them. That's the type of trail I'd like to arrive at. Okay. So our trail, it's in my assets here. First thing I'll do is check out some sample scenes. Okay. See what it does. See what it does. Okay. Yeah, this is the kind of thing. This is the kind of thing. Like, it's very clear where that trail is. I don't want just like a conglomeration of particles. This package is basically, it's creating like a mesh that's based upon a certain shape that is custom definable, as opposed to just emitting a bunch of particles. So this seems like the right kind of deal. I'm going to try out some other ones. Let's try acid. It's a wonderful drug. It can improve many things. Oh, so pretty. I see what they're saying. So there's a defined shape here that the trails extrude from. That little star. I don't know if there's any controls to move around. Anyways, it's not my intent to play around with these demos a lot. I want to understand how I can add things to something else. So maybe instead of messing up one of my existing levels, I'll start a new one and I'll mess up that level. So let's go to an empty one. There's my character. Temporary stub art. That's why I was looking at those other things to potentially replace it with. let's see. And let me take the native trail off of it. If I can find it. Inspector, get the inspector up. I'm just looking for the trail renderer. Oh, where did you go to? There's one of them. So let's just remove that. Okay, let's get the other ones. Let's remove that one. Did I put any other ones on? That might have been it. Oh, here's another one on the neck. Take that one off. Oh, there's another one. Forearm. I think I added 5, and that's 4. So there's probably one more on the other forearm. Yep. Okay. So that guy should be without trails now. How do I add trails to him? Quick start guide. Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to open the quick start guide. Alright, okay. Glad they wrote some documentation. A lot of times with these packages, you just don't get any documentation. So, is it cross-section asset? That's the thing that defines the shape of the trail. If I don't have anything defined, then it's going to be a triangle strip. So I think I want my cross-section asset, and it says I can do that by going into the project folder and creating a trail section. Let me just do that. Yes, it's working like they said so far. This test trail section. Oh, okay. So, alright, let's try a little preset. I mean, is it here someplace? Or, oh, okay, it'll be something I have to pull in elsewhere, I think. Okay, back to the docs. Space determines the reference frame used to simulate and render the trail. Okay. Okay. Alignment. Facing direction of the trail. I think probably I'll want the alignment to be velocity, thickness, smoothness. So these are all just kind of attributes that could be edited, but I want to see how to simply apply the trail to something. So it's giving me all these attributes to edit. Or it's saying what I need to do to edit them, but it has not yet said, like, how do I just apply it to the thing that I want to emit trails. So I'm skipping by all those things. See if it gives me more information. Okay, rendering texture. Okay, this is all documentation about different things I could tweak. Okay, scripting guide. I might have to go back to the demo and to see how they've set up things there, because even though there's a lot of good information inside of this quick start guide, the kind of basic thing of adding it to an object is missing. I would assume I'm just adding a script, though. That's probably all it is, and I haven't done that yet. So let me just try that before I go into the demo. Let me just see if I can just add our trail script. Okay, that looks promising. Okay, and I already have the section defined. I can drag that into here. And the docs told me what all this stuff does, so I can tweak these. The space, I want it to be world. Time scale, normal, yeah. Alignment. View, what would I ever want it to be view? I don't know. I'm just gonna try it in a moment. Without tweaking every damn thing to start. A lot of good options here. I like the sheer number of options, and they all seem like sensible options. Okay. In theory, it could work without me doing any further tweaking. So let's try it. But before I do that, I want to put a few obstacles down that will make it so that I can fling the character around more effectively. And I'm worried about Dracul. Because he may be acid tripping right now, and if I whip the screen around too fast, it's gonna freak his shit out. That's my main concern right now. I'm looking after Dracul, making sure he doesn't have a bad trip. Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to go to a bad place. He probably also already has trails on everything without me adding them. So I hope I'm not adding like too many trails. Alright. Oh, will it do something cool the very first time? Oh, it made a trail. It's not like a beautiful trail, but there is a trail. That's actually more than I expected on the first try. I mean, it's kind of, the offset on it is not where I want it to be. That's fine. All this is fine. Everything's tweakable. but it is a clear trail. And it's a well-defined trail. It's not like a bunch of random particles doing nonsense. Okay. Now I'm starting to get happy. I was already in a reasonable mood, but now I feel even better. Let's fix that. It's a garbage wall. Gotta get rid of that wall. Okay. So let's take this, duplicate it, make a bunch of walls to play around inside of. Okay. Now I'm inspired. Now I feel like things can happen. So I know why it's bright purple, because I didn't give it any kind of material at all. That magenta color, that just means, oh, there's no material. Okay. It's 7:40. I've got to knock off this stream a little bit early. I just got back from vacation. It's my first night home with my partner, and I promised her I was going to order us some fried chicken. We're going to watch the last Game of Thrones episode. I have not ordered that fried chicken, and she'll be home at 8. So I got to take care of that business. But it was nice having your company, Goodfellow 19, and Dracul. Yeah, I welcome you to come back and visit again sometime. I keep a pretty regular schedule. Stop in the stream. Stop in the stream. Stop in the stream. Where did the OBS go? That's even strange. That's strange. I don't even have an OBS icon. How am I even streaming? I can't even see OBS. That's bizarre. So I say I'm stopping the stream, but I can't even find the OBS application. So I'm just going to start closing files until I can find it. Because it stopped. Oh, this has got to be it here. Okay, there it is. I found it. Stopping the stream right now. See y'all.